Godzilla, the radioactive mutant lizard, rises from the ocean's depths to wreak havoc, while Kong, a massive gorilla, falls in love with a blonde. Two iconic movie monsters, many argue don't stand up to serious scientific scrutiny. Yet each character holds surprising ties to real life. One based on an 1861 book about African tribes, the other inspiring scientists to name a newly discovered creature in its honor. But who would win in a real-life showdown, Godzilla or Kong? Godzilla is no stranger to the big screen, having appeared in 36 feature films, 4 made in Hollywood, the rest by Japan's Toho Studios. Born from the horrors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the metaphorical beast emerged back in the Jurassic period, making it over 150 million years old. Its name, Gojira, is a blend of two Japanese words, gorilla and whale. Awakened by an atomic bomb during World War II, Godzilla now feeds on atomic energy, able to detect it from hundreds of miles away. Standing at a towering 355 feet, just slightly taller than London's Big Ben, and weighing a colossal 90,000 tons, about half the weight of all the gold ever mined by humans, Godzilla is practically indestructible. Weapons of mass destruction, useless. This beast's armor-like skin, scarred and thick like the burned victims of atomic explosions, and its ability to fire radioactive rays from its mouth, spine, and tail make it a terrifying opponent. But could such a creature exist in reality? To sustain itself, Godzilla would need to consume around 215 million calories daily. If it fed on humans, that would mean sacrificing around 2,000 people each day. Even more problematic, Godzilla's body wouldn't be adapted to Earth's gravity. Its heart wouldn't be able to pump enough blood through its massive frame, and even if its bones were made of an indestructible material like adamantium, Godzilla would suffer from severe back problems. Once on land, its immense weight could cause its bones to crack with each step. Kong, meanwhile, while more familiar to the real world, is equally exaggerated. In Kong Skull Island, the giant gorilla stands 31.7 meters, or 104 feet, tall and weighs 108 tons, about 18 times heavier than an elephant. According to paleobiologist Jonathan Payne, scaling up a typical 350-kilogram Western gorilla by 20 times would be impossible. The skeleton and muscles of such a creature couldn't support its mass. Even larger creatures from Earth's past, like the 80-ton Titanosaurus, still fall short of Kong's fictional size. Real-life giant animals had smaller brains and often suffered from physical limitations, such as difficulty breathing and maintaining stable blood pressure. So, in reality, how would these two titans fare in a fight? Badly. Very badly. If Godzilla and Kong somehow entered the ring, neither would be in great shape. Godzilla would struggle to move on land, likely succumbing to its own weight, while Kong would be prone to severe health issues from his massive size and pressure-related injuries. Interestingly, though Godzilla and Kong are fictional, they do have real-life counterparts, sort of. A newly discovered species of parasitic wasp, Microgaster Godzilla, was named in honor of the movie Monster. This underwater diving wasp lays its eggs in other insects, a nod to Godzilla's oceanic emergence in the films. As for Kong, the story is more disturbing. Marion C. Cooper, director of the original 1933 King Kong, was inspired by a book he read as a child, A Journey to Inner Africa by Paul du Chaillu. The book recounts real-life encounters with gorillas, including a terrifying story of a woman abducted by a massive gorilla, feeding Cooper's obsession with the giant primate. In the end, if Godzilla and Kong were to engage in a real-life battle, it would be less action-packed and more tragic. Godzilla, with his massive size, would struggle to step out of the water without breaking his spine. Kong, prone to pressure-related injuries, would be unable to make any quick movements. The two might spend hours shouting at each other, but neither could likely land a fatal blow. Godzilla might attempt one final nuclear blast, and Kong might deliver a powerful punch, but physics would likely ensure that both creatures collapse before the fight even begins. In the end, science wins, though we'll still eagerly line up to see the latest showdown on screen. And as for real-life monsters, If you had to choose between swimming in Japan's ponds or walking through Africa's jungles, remember, both have creatures capable of giving Godzilla and Kong a run for their money, just on a much smaller scale.